another episode of Girls Glasses God Podcast.
And we have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have another guest.
That is like, what are you guys doing? Like,
I'm giving the host.
Hey guys, we're back. We're better. This is a special episode, by the way.
Yeah, this is a Mother's Day episode.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Oh, you say everybody says Happy Mother's Day to the upcoming mothers, to the current
To the
mothers, to the grandmothers, the aspiring mothers, the mothers are not yet born.
You say happy birthday. You say happy Mother's Day to my spiritual children, my physical children.
So even if you don't have like your own children, you have children somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody, every woman out there.
Yeah,
happy Mother's Day. You're the real G.
Happy Mother's Day, and that's why we brought Teni on the
podcast.
Mother.
Yay! Fun fact: Teni is so two episodes ago or 3 episodes or maybe 4 episodes ago at this time. But remember, we had a guest whose name is Debo. Debo is a popular person, by the way. Like, everybody was just like chief,
everybody
professor,
was like, oh, this guy's smart. Even before the episode came out, they were like, wise man. Oh, they said, I can't wait. I'm counting down. We say, wow, all this anticipation.
So when Debo came on the podcast, he introduced himself and he said, "Oh, I have a wife and there's a baby. It's like I have a baby and everything." So, what better way to celebrate Mother's Day than to bring the wife and the mother of the baby on the podcast?
Teni, we are happy to have you on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Teniola Olanrewaju. I'm since this is a Mother's Day episode, I'm a wife. I'm a mother to a 9-month-old baby. Actually, she's gonna be 9 months tomorrow. I'm a career woman too, and a child of God overall. So yeah, happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, Teni.
We're happy to have you. Thank you so much. Welcome on the podcast episode. So, before we start, we usually go by like, what we've done recently. And I know you said you're a career woman, over career self. So you can just let us know like what you've been up to. Like, could be work, could be like your own thing, or you just generally.
Another fun fact before we go into this: Teni and Debo are popular because they are always going for something.
Oh yeah.
I was in Teni's house to make my hair last week. Was it Saturday now? They were going for they were in the morning, like everything was looking calm, normal Saturday morning. Next thing, they were going for a baby shower, they were going for a birthday party, they were going to
They know everybody. They know everybody in the whole of Atlanta.
Well, let me put a disclmer there.
It's Debo.
It's Debo.
I knew she was going to say that.
Let me put a disclaimer there. I'm more introverted than him, so he has like he makes friends, knows people everywhere he goes, and I'm just along for the ride. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? Okay, so I've been working. It's been a busy first couple of months, just because the year flew by. It's flying by so fast. I think just because I have a lot on my plate, being a new mom, then working. So I would say it's been majorly working, and then being a new mom, and then being a wife too. Yes, and being a daughter too, because I have my parents, and then being a sister. So I've been doing all sorts.
Have you done anything fun recently? At least you went out on Saturday. You went for baby shower. You went for
for birthday party.
So last week, I sort of love the weekends, even though I'm introverted and I actually don't even like to go out back to back, because sometimes my social battery just drains. But I love the weekends when I get to go out, because I am doing something other than being a mom, other than working, which is kind of like my routine right now. So I like that. And I think it's just good for me. It's healthy for me just not to put myself in that bubble. So last week here, we did have a baby shower that we went. I love that. And then we went to a birthday party afterwards. And then there was a church service, but I couldn't make that. So it's like my Saturdays, we literally had to plan our calendars the other day, like, because we have weekends, like back-to-back events, like things doing. But I kind of like it because it puts me out of my routine. I'm not doing the usual. So, yeah, I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think it also gives you a chance to, like, not breathe the same air. Because even when we went for, like, there was a young couples event we had in church, and we're talking to the pastors, whatever, and she was like, sometimes she just goes outside to sit on her front porch. And she's like, I'm tired of, like, breathing the air in this house. Like, let me just, like, have just something different. I think it's very important. Very important.
No, that's great.
I can talk about my week a little bit. So going back to that thing, I think when we have Idarako, right, so I started doing this 10,000 steps walk. My own is still once a week for now, because shout out to Nkechi, she has been on the podcast. So we do it together and we work on the belt line. So we did the belt line walk. So typically she was like, we can go to different spots to work on the belt line. But I think last week when we were going, we're just like, let's just go to the same spot since it was already late. That's how we got to. So we packed in like the Whole Foods, like there's like a kind of Whole Foods, whatever, TJ Maxx, all of that Ross. So they had like a parking spot. So when we got there, we're now walking like opposite to like Pond City Market. So as we're getting there, one lady in the car was like, she was talking to us, she was like, that they are towing cars. We now said, okay. We now went back, did as if we went back to the car. They now went into the shop. So that we now went into Whole Foods, we walked around a little bit. We thinking we were smart. We now used another place to pass and go back to Pond City Market. We now went on our walk, we enjoyed our walk, did everything. I was like that. I think I want to get potatoes at Whole Foods. Let's stop at Whole Foods before we go home. That's as we're passing the car. Kicho was like, they've booted your car.
Oh no. When you said they were towing car, why didn't you?
So they were like, so basically, we had packed the week before that. So we thought they were just doing it for like that period of time, maybe because it was still not as dark as it was when we came last time. You get? So we're just like, okay, that it's not like we're here, we went into the mall and everything. So when they started booted the car, I was just like, well, what can we do?
That moment.
That's okay. We now got there. In fact, as we were walking to the car, we saw them unbooting one other person's car.
Oh no.
We now called the guy, so I had to like pay online and everything. So we now called the guy when he now came to like unboot the car. We're not like that. Is this something they just started? Because we were here last week. We were like, no, that they've been doing this for 10 years.
Interesting.
So we're like, that it wasn't like, that if we came before and they did not put our car, it just means that we're not caught. We're not like, we didn't even know. It's not as if we did it intentionally and everything. Like, we thought we meant going to the shop or something like that. They're not like, no, that these are two separate like malls. So if you leave their own premises and go into the other premises, they will put your car. So I wasn't like, that is there somebody who like they have cameras? We're not like, okay, me and Kecho just like, okay, bye to this one, I'm not coming to this side again.
No.
But that was fine. And then over the weekend I went to make my hair, so you look beautiful. Shout out to Olamide, meet her day. So I made my hair on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I think Sunday was just like church, and then by the time I got back, everything was normal. Midnight of Monday, it's even midnight or like 3 a.m. on Monday, I was feeling like my lip tingling. So in my head, I was just like, is it because I'm not sleeping? Because I was there pressing phone, like I was trying not to face the fact that it was Monday that was coming. So I was just like, I think I went to pee in the middle of the night. So I just felt like my lip did not feel the way it felt normally. So I just took a picture. I was like, that maybe, I don't know, maybe something beats me or something. I went back. 4:30 again, I stood up. 4:30, my lip had doubled in size.
Oh no.
I now said, you know what, it's because I'm not sleeping. Let me just sleep. That maybe by the time I sleep, all of this will disappear. That's me running away from reality. By 7 o'clock, I woke up again. It was like ×2. I was just like, okay. But you know what? I had allergies. Like, it was obviously an allergic reaction. And I had it like even back in Nigeria. So I was not even really bothered. So I was just pressing my phone like, it will go in a few hours. So I woke up around 7:15 and I was just on my phone, like looking through some stuff. Then by 7:45 or 7:50, I felt my tongue tingling. And I felt it sweat. I was like, okay, this is, I just tapped Toby like this. He just turned, the way he jumped up, I was like, you know when you're not reacting to something and somebody is not reacting for you, you're not like, why are you doing the most? But it wasn't the most actually, but we now went to, so I saw that CVS was open, but I actually did not know that it was just the building that was open. The pharmacy itself was not open because I was thinking they'll be able to see it and everything. So by the time we got there, they actually had like some antihistamine drugs. So I just checked online. I just bought one because most of the ones they had there were for like runny nose, like seasonal like allergies, not actual food allergies. So I just bought one. So the minute I bought it, like maybe like 30 minutes later, I felt like the swelling stopped because the swelling was moving. It was moving from like my right side to my left side. Oh, wow. So the minute I took it, I felt the thing stopped. Like it just stopped. It wasn't moving again. So I was like, okay, no wahala. And I had to take a sick day off on Monday. Oh. So in fact, initially I was still thinking maybe I'll take just a half day. But I was just like, what if? Because I felt like it should have gone down by now because I was using my past experience. I was like, you know what? Let me just take the whole day off. I don't know what it will look like because at that point I could not really talk. I was like, wow. So I was like, I can't join calls because you have to be on camera, all of that. So I just messaged my boss that I'm not around. I have allergic reaction. He was like, oh my God, can you come? I said, no worries, I'm fine. Then Tuesday, it was going down like by that midnight or by like 10 p.m., 12 midnight, it had already gone down. But the thing didn't fully go down until, let's say, like 12 noon the next day. Oh, wow. So I was just like, okay, but I still took the drug on Tuesday. I took it on Wednesday. So at that point, I felt like, okay, everything was normal. But I had a trip on Tuesday after the whole this. I was just like, if this thing had happened to me, if my trip was on Monday and this thing had happened to me, I feel like I would have cried because
that would have been so not nice.
So and it came out of nowhere. And I think the most shocking part for me is the fact that this has not happened since I got to the US. One, and I even think even before I left the US, I think it hadn't happened for a very long time, maybe almost 7 years. So I'm like, it's just very awkward that it happened right now. So, but yeah.
Can you trace back to like maybe something?
So I checked everything I ate that day. So the only thing I ate in the morning, I ate like white rice, spaghetti, and stew. We already had it in the house. I had eaten it before. Then in the evening, I had salmon and sweet potato fries. So sweet potato fries and this naked mango juice. So I'm like, among everything in this meal that I ate now, the only thing that is new is the sweet potato fries because I never bought from it, like it was from like a grocery store. I never bought it myself. Maybe if I go out to like all these fast food, I buy it or whatever. But I never bought this particular one. I made it myself. So I'm like, either there's something in the ingredients they used when they packed it that I'm allergic to, or it's a combination of something else. But I'm just like, so I'm planning to go for like an allergy test and all that. But I haven't really seen one that works for what I'm trying to test out. But yeah, so that was my...
There was someone that you said that did an allergy test one time. Like
so that was my partner. So she did...
So where did she do it?
She lives in the West Coast. So I think she did it somewhere there. But I know that one they tested they did like a full panel of like every single thing.
If the hospital is also... If you can find something like that.
Yeah, I think that because what I was seeing online was like allergy testing centers and they have like specific things that they are checking for, and I'm like, all these things you're checking for, I know that
you have to check for before you now realize
so
what's
I'm like
happening.
Because some of the ones I've seen online, they do like is I think you might need to take like the day off for it. They do like patch, I think it's called skin patch testing or something like that. So like they have different things. They will apply it to like your back, like a part of your skin, just like a small area to see if it reacts. Then whatever reacts, they will now tell you, okay, you're allergic to this, you're allergic to this, you're allergic to this. Yeah. So yeah, that was my week in a nutshell. And then I started anyway. But yeah, we thank God for
started what?
Now what is that? I started seeing some other like reactions on my body, and I'm just
like still the allergy.
Yeah, I feel like it's still like maybe after effects or something. But I'm just like, okay, like I think the worst part, and I think one thing I also noticed even back then in Nigeria to when it used to happen was that there was always nothing strange I was eating. It would just come. Like I think there was a time that it happened right before I went for NYC. It happened. There was a time that it was right before my birthday. It happened. So it's like there's nothing strange that I'm eating. So I don't try too many new things because I'm like, I don't know what would trigger that. So that's why I actually want to do the actual allergy test. So I know that, okay, if it's wheat, if it's this, let me just know and remove it completely from my diet.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy, man.
Anyway, I'm happy that it was not too bad, Sha. But the pictures tell a different story.
I guess maybe because it has happened to you before and then you've seen it
that's what I'm
not over and over, but like a couple of times. So you're like, it's not like so strange.
Yeah. But I feel like it's strange because the way Toby was telling me after, because I think in the fact he was like trying to be calm and everything.
It's like the first time you see it is when because I remember like when it happened to you in school as well. I was like, hey, that was the first time I was really seeing like a full blown allergy reaction. Like, you know how you see in the movie, and you think it's exaggerated, like the person's face is like all blown up. You are not seeing somebody's face in real life blown up. So the first time you see it, you're like, oh, this is crazy, because we don't really see that around us. Like
they were had something similar too.
Oh really?
Yeah. In August last year, he had, I don't know what it is. We haven't still been able to determine what it is. It was probably like 2-3 weeks after we had Ore, and he was outside. He was changing, I think, doing something with the car, because he was doing something with the car, and then he went underneath, and I think something beat him. And before we knew it, it had never happened to him. That was the first time. Before we knew it, he had all sores all over his body. His face, everything was all like, we had to like go to the emergency that day.
God.
Yeah, it had never happened to him. So when we were at the hospital, they determined that it was probably allergic. Something beat him that it was allergic to, and so we had to get there was a shot, auto injector. So we had to get that. So they advised us to go and do the test to determine like
how long did it take for the thing to go down?
Oh, in a couple of hours, because it was because we were in the emergency. Immediate. So they had to like stop it, because his tongue was actually
that's what the problem starts.
Starting to roll and coil. He couldn't talk. It was all like, this was all like in a moment.
That's crazy. It's crazy that we don't, especially as Nigerians, like pay attention to allergies. Like if you ask any random person, do you have an allergy? They say no. But like allergies actually exist.
They do.
I think maybe because sometimes we are not exposed to those things quite as often, or maybe even never. So we never really pay attention. But the moment you are now exposed to it, you're like, this is not normal.
And we lump things sometimes in the same bucket. I think everything, we don't treat things, the specific things. You know, everything is malaria.
Everything is
so it's like
bad, but it's
typhoid. That makes sense.
I think even just this fact that it happened to me again recently, I started researching more about it, and I'm like, oh, mine had never been severe. So that's why I think I was just even like, even in the night, when I was waking up, I didn't even bother him, because I was like, just sleep your sleep. Like, I'm sure in a few hours it will go down. That's how nonchalant I was about it. But the minute I was like, my tongue is swelling, and I know that the next step after that is blocked throat. You can't breathe. You have to. I was like, okay, no. And the way I tapped, I was just like, oh, that's stand up. We need to go to.
Maybe you should get that auto shot as well. Just have it on hand. You never really want to wait
in that
until
situation. Because I'm like, sometimes I think about it with like the system here, because you know how in Nigeria we are used to hospital. You go to hospital and they treat you and everything. But sometimes you might go to hospital and they will refer you. So I'm just like, that if you actually don't know where to go in, like God forbid times of emergency, you're like, what will you do? And everything. So, but that was. How was your?
My week was good. My week was good. I think last week, I'm trying to remember, because I know I had a very long weekend. I can't remember what I did on Friday. I did something on Friday night. I can't remember what it is, but Saturday I went hiking. I went to Sweetwater Creek with a group of folks. I met a lady during I go to YMCA. I do exercise classes. So my step class, I've known her because I've been there for like maybe 2 years at this point, on and off. So like she's starting a tour company. So she'll be hiking, like she does a lot of outdoor things. So she hikes a lot. She's like, oh yeah, do you want to come? I was like, yeah, sure. So I was there. It was really good. So yeah, we're at that was actually my first time at Sweetwater Creek, and it's so funny because
in Georgia?
Where is that? I was meant to ask.
It's in Georgia. It's in I don't know direction.
Is it close to Sweetwater Brewery? Like is it in the same area?
No, I don't think so. So yeah, well that was good. We hiked the red and purple. So apparently they have like different trails, and then there was a movie that was shot there, Hunger Games, and a couple of other movies as well. Yeah, a part of Hunger Games was shot there, and a number of movies as well were shot there. So it was a really good place.
You have
really
to pay
good
to get on the trail.
You pay for parking, I think, but the lady, like I can't remember how much I paid, because it's like a kind of a tour company or like an excess. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's shy company. Sorry. But you pay for parking. I think it's like parking is like maybe $5 or something. I can't remember. But it wasn't that bad. Like it's not anything that is like crazy or whatever. But that was good. I remember when we were going. So somebody who had already hiked before was coming back, and then the person I saw was like, don't hike this particular trail because there's an angry cobra.
Oh my goodness.
Like snake.
Yeah, say which one is angry cobra? I better go. I not tell my mom that I'm going there. The way there's angry cobra. Funny enough, she was the second person that was saying angry cobra. The first person that said, the first person just said there's a snake there.
Okay.
So the lady that was in, she was not like, snake, that is big, no big deal. My heart of heart, I said, hey,
it's big deal, oh.
it's a big deal. I don't think I know that I will trump up, I will trump up one snake and scorpion. They will not.
But not.
I'm not going to look for it. I'm not going to look for it, I beg. But yeah, we avoided that trail. It was good. It was actually a really good view. I think you can kayak as well. Now it's spring, summer is coming, so you can kayak there. So if you want to hike, my plan for spring and summer is like to hike different spots in Atlanta. So I have another person that I met recently, and we were planning to like go out as well. So we were like, oh, what do we do aside eating? So it's like, oh, we will hike. And then she was not like, oh, let's hike Sweetwater. I was like, oh, I literally just hiked this on Saturday. So we'll probably go somewhere else. Maybe different. Stone Mountain or...
Stone Mountain is nice.
I have
done
hiked
Stone Mountain.
You
live at Stone Mountain. So.
The problem.
I have.
I've hiked Stone Mountain, I think, more number of times now than I have any other place. But it's a place that you can always go to over and over again. And it's not like you can never get tired. But aside that, there are also some water hikes that I have. I want to go to Bamboo Forest as well. So that's another place that I want to hike.
Is that here in Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is that another hiking trail?
Yeah. So the only thing I've heard about that place that is making me very skeptical is that the place is, the parking is not the best. So I'm looking for a situation where someone will just drop me and pick me from there. That kind of a thing. Because I don't want to... All this, because I heard like the parking situation is not the best. So that's the only like reservation that people have about the place. But the hiking itself is really good.
When you say the parking is not the best, what do you mean exactly?
I don't know. It's like you have to park. You have to park in a particular place, and then I think the road from the place. So people park far because you can't. The place that you're supposed to park, the parking is not the road is not the best. So they tell you, oh, if you're driving a truck, maybe, but like people that are driving small cars, they have to park in a particular place and then walk. So,
but that's not part of the hike. If you walk from that side,
I don't even think that's the beginning of the hike itself. But yeah,
no, I'm saying like at least since you're hiking,
it's like an exercise or something.
It should not be too bad then.
I guess. I guess you just don't want to like.
It's the bamboo thing in Georgia. The bamboo
it is. It's like Georgia. I think it's around. It's not around Sandy Springs or something. I have to check that. I think around that side. But yeah, so I have like a list of places. But yeah, so
Operation
that was
hiking
good.
summer.
Yeah, spring and summer for real. Like my Saturdays is either I'm doing cycling or I'm hiking. So
let me ask you a
cycling
question
or
about
hiking.
the hiking you did with your dog. If you are falling behind the group, what happens to you?
They will leave you now.
Away.
So I think because the lady just got started. So she was saying after this time that she will even have like what's the thing that you sign?
Like a waiver.
Like a waiver that if you like leave where the other tourists are, then you're your own. Like they are not responsible because everybody's an adult. So it's like 18 plus. So she's not responsible for like you if you are not following the group. So like if you decide to do your own thing, then you're
doing your own thing. But like let's say you're not,
you're slower.
No, they wait for you now. It's a group. So like when they get to a point, they'll go back and
Because I was like, if people are more athletic and like you do this.
The hike is not even like a fast hike. You know how you just like walk on a trail. Like it's not. Especially when you're going in a group, you can't be running.
Yeah, you just walk normally.
You just walk and you're walking in groups as well. So except you see that all your mates are in front for one reason or the other. You're not going to stay behind. That's your own business. Nobody's with you. It's
Nobody
only
sent you.
You're not tired. That's the angry cobra.
Did you guys have to like? I mean, I'm sure you picked the time like to.
Oh yeah.
Okay, to all meet. Okay.
But we picked the time to meet. Yeah. But the place, people even go fishing there. Like
there are different things.
Yeah, like people take their kids to the place.
I wonder if I've been there before. It doesn't ring a bell. I'm not sure I have.
Is it similar? Well, let me know if what I'm thinking is the same. You know when we went to Amikulola?
Amikalola.
That thing that we did, was that hiking?
No, it's hiking as well, but that trail is different. That one you go on steps and everything. So
like just walking somewhere is hiking. That's
like you are working a path, like in the
and I think usually even for hiking you can't be running because the slope is kind of
very steep.
Yeah,
and
so
the way is also narrow. Like it's not.
The way is narrow. That's the same one. You can.
Clock it.
I did that on
nice.
Saturday. Then on Saturday, Saturday was a very full day for me because after that I went for another program somewhere, not a program, like a hangout somewhere. That was really good. I met people as well, and then after that I went to Kenny's house. So I'm doing this thing where I'm styling my friends.
Oh.
So like a day of freestyling. So I'll come into your wardrobe
from your closet. You're shopping
and
from your closet.
just like curate outfits for you from what you already have. So outfits that you don't think that you could normally have
put together.
I'm available to do that for you because, as you all know, styling apparently is a natural gift for me. So
when are you dropping by?
see my secretary. You put you on the calendar.
You're the secretary.
You have to pay some things first
Pay some.
before you get on
You are
the
not ready.
calendar.
You are not ready.
So I used to do freestyle. Apparently, so I used to do freestyle for my friends. This
Like
one,
me.
in fact, I'm not going to style her again because I tried Omoloro for her birthday. Immediately I saw the clothes. I said, "This is the clothes." Omoloro posted the clothes. Tag me because obviously,
you not tag you.
They don't see me as a stylist. So now I'm trying to put some respect on my craft.
You need to
I'm not
edit
styling,
that
I'm not going to
post.
style her
You're not styling like again. Come and style me. Don't worry, I'll tag you.
Another person I've styled also very seriously is Kemi. And I think Kemi was probably my official first client, but I just never saw it as styling. So when she wants to buy something, she will send me like, sometimes I'll wake up, I'll see 100 messages. I'm not even kidding. I'll see 100 messages from Kemi. She's like, which one should I pick? And I'm like, how do you think
want to go through all this?
that I'm able to go through all of this for you? So sometimes when I see an outfit that will also fit her, I'll just like get it for her. And I'm like, okay, this will look good. And she trusts it because she's like, oh yeah, because I know my friends, I know what they look like, and I know what will fit them. So I will style her
is a gift,
and then. So like she's even, in fact, she has even abused it. And the thing about her is like when I tell her don't wear something, because she likes comfort, which is good as well. But like I'm like, you cannot wear boo-boo everywhere. Like I love that you love comfort. I'm probably putting her here. She'll look at it and she'll be like, why are you calling me out? We fight every time. So she'll not be like, so anytime she now wears something that is not boo-boo, she'll not come back and say, she'll take a picture to be fine. Okay. She'll not say, but I'm not
comfortable.
I'm like, you know what? Let me wash my hand, wear whatever
you want
to wear, but don't come. The next day, she will still come back and say, Alpha. She'll be like, she'll say, I have an event. What do you think about these clothes? She will not, or she will go to Yaba or something. She'll not snap all everything that they have. She will not say, which one do you think will work for the concert? So apparently I've been doing that, like, you know. In fact, I actually started Sean as well for his 30th birthday photo shoot. Because so we had talked the day before, and then he went to the mall. I think he went to like Zara and some other places, and then he was now showing me what to say. No, buy this one. Say, no, Sean, don't buy this one. Yeah, I know you like this one, but don't buy it. And the pictures came out really nice. So you see, I've always been. It's just that I never I've underestimated my gifts so far.
Now I know.
So now I know.
Now I know.
So Kenny was like, I went to our house last week, and then we had a great time. I styled almost all the clothes in our closet. Like we basically like put outfits together. And then she tried them on, and she was like, oh my god, I would never have thought about this. So she told me she has an event today, so I'm going to be bugging her to take me a picture.
I'm trying to look in my closet now to see what you can style.
You never know. I'll be the one to say, oh, these two look good together, right? And I feel like, so because again, so when we're growing up, I feel like we've had something in our head where they'll be like, this is the only thing that can go together. So they will tell you only a skinny jeans and a top can go together. Like we just kind of have that image in our head. So when we see something different from what we've always known, we're not comfortable. But when we see it on other people, we're like, oh my god, this looks good. But it can also look good on you as well. So I think a part of what I'm also doing is like driving confidence in what people wear, because I tell people that if you style something, obviously like that, you can style badly, that's there. But if you style something and you think that for the slightest being it looks good, you have to carry the confidence of it looking good. Like you can't wear something and doubt that, because people can,
the way you carry it also matters
as well. So like you are strutting. I remember something about me is I'm also a very minimalist person, so I don't like, you don't see me like wear like butterfly on my back or whatever. Like
It's always butterfly used as an example.
or like a very big ribbon on my head or something. Like I'm a very minimalist. In fact, my colors are also minimalist. Like I wear like
Very
brown. In fact, when I'm
brown.
doing my
darker
laundry,
colors.
my laundry is very, my color sorting is perfect. I'll just do black, gray, shades of brown, and other colors, like maybe 2 or 3. So I'm like in that circle. I also like green, like earth, like this kind of green as well. So when I'm studying other people as well, I like to be more open because not everybody's a minimalist,
That's
right?
true,
So I don't
true.
want to like
Put them in that box.
I don't want to put anybody in a box. So if you like colors and stuff, like this one actually likes yellow. If you like yellow,
You do?
good for you. So
It's not something that I've noticed or I've paid
she doesn't
attention
wear
to.
I don't
as
But you
much.
love yellow.
And she just
Okay.
likes it.
I like it.
So like I'm like, oh yeah, that's good as well. So yeah, so I'm a minimalist styling. So my type of styling is, I don't want to wear something or look for an outfit that I need 50 other things to complement it. I want to be able to just wake up and just like be like, oh, this and this look
Goes
together.
together.
Let me
Okay.
wear it. Like in 5 minutes. Like I don't take more than 5 minutes to like
Think of.
wear an outfit. So that's also something I'm teaching other people as well. Like you don't necessarily have to, every time you are going out, I need
Think of
this.
something.
So now I'm on a skirt. I haven't worn skirts in a while, but now I'm on a skirt journey, not the journey, but like in
Trying out.
skirt phase. I'm not even like trying out. I'm just like I have so many
different
skirts
skirts.
in my wardrobe. I'm not wearing any. How do I bring
I have
that on
some
my
that I've
wardrobe?
never worn before, and I'm just
See?
like, donate.
So that's the thing. I'm like, I bought them for a reason. So I'm like, okay, so how do I? So now, tomorrow or maybe next week, I'm probably going to be wearing skirt. I've been wearing skirt for like the past 3 or 4 Sundays now, and they're like different skirts. And I'm like, I've had this skirt for a very long time,
and you just
I
never wore it. Yeah.
So it's like, so in my head, I'm like, okay, so how can I combine this one? There's one green skirt I think I've only worn it once, and I've had it for like years. So that's when I wore like the white, black, and green skirt. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like, so I'm always teaching people like, okay, before you go outside and say I don't have clothes, like look at what you have
and see what
you can actually make out of it.
But one thing I would say about this is that, again, why I said it's a gift, because all these things, now you know how sometimes you buy clothes and you're buying it like in the future with your mind, like, oh, I can wear it with something. I can't see, like, you can, me and Ebu can see the same shirt now. And
like, you see, you have 2 different.
In my head, I'm like, there's nothing that you can use this shirt to do.
And she thinks of something.
There's nothing you can. I think the time we went to, is it TJ Maxx together? There was one clothes she picked. I was like, hey, boy, I don't see the beauty in this. Like, because
like, can anything good come out of this?
It wasn't until I wore it and I was like, oh, it looks nice. So I feel like it's a skill, number one. And then 2, let me go use another example of one thing I did. So there was one, we went for, I can't remember what it was. I think the end of year party for EY, black people EY. And then we wore one outfit. It wasn't like, this outfit, I'll recreate it. It was like sweater, short skirt, and tights. I had short skirts, I had tights. I did not have sweater to use. And I said, that's, Ebu did bold color on pattern skirts. My own is also pattern skirt. And I wore bold color. And I said, no!
It doesn't look good.
And you know, because I wore it and I was like, it's not giving what it's supposed to give. I was like, that see the top, and I was like, no, take it back. We now went to the clothes. She was like, pick this one. What she picked, I could never in my life
I've put them together.
When I now went, I was like,
it looks
it's
good.
fine, no. If it's not a skill, she was on the phone, no. She was not in person, no. If it's not a skill, I don't know what it is. So not everybody has it. That's what I just want to say. Like, it's not easy to think about it.
I will be engaging your services. Because as you know, that is not my department.
Oh my god. So yeah, I had fun like, you know, raiding somebody else's wardrobe, seeing what they like, what they wear as well. That was really fun for me. And so sometimes when I see like pieces as well, I'm like, oh, I really like this. So she has like a lot of striped clothes, and that's one thing that I've been thinking of like styling recently, especially for summer. So I'll probably be purchasing some, and it was just from her. Like I just saw like she had a couple of them.
Stripes.
Yeah, like I had a check shirts phase of my life, but now I'm like, oh, let me try like those, you know, those shirts that they just have like different
lines,
stripes.
I mean.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really cool. Like I liked that for her. So yeah, and then she had skirts as well, and she had never worn those skirts as well. So
I feel like a lot of us have, like
especially in this country.
I can count a number of skirts that
That
I've
you
never
wore.
worn, and I'm just like, well, what good is gonna come out of this? That's what I think of. I'm like, how do I even wear this?
How do I wear it?
So
yeah.
There's
it's
a
just-
skirt I have that is like Nigerian skirt. It has buttons across it, and I'm like, when I bought the
I think
skirt,
I
it
have
was
something.
fine.
I have
like
one
now-
yellow. I can see one yellow one that has buttons across that I have.
But now I'm like, how do I want to wear this skirt? I think another thing is like when I'm traveling for work, I have to try all the clothes I'm going to wear at work. If not, because the one time I tried like saying, I was like, oh, this one will make sense. I was trying to do, this one will have, when I got there, I was like,
It didn't make sense.
I said, what's going on?
For work, you can dress is also an act, so you
So
don't
I
have
dresses
to
a lot
style
for
dresses
Dresses.
that bad.
I think
You
that's
like
the reason
dress.
why I don't know how to style, because even when I was in Nigeria, most of my work clothes were dresses, like different kinds of, because you just wear it.
How do you wear dresses in winter time though?
No, I mean back in Nigeria,
Back
most
in
of my
Nigeria,
clothes
okay.
were, most of my dresses
But even
for
in
work
winter, right? Like you can wear
you
high
wear tights
boots.
now, abi?
You can wear tights underneath, and then you just wear jacket. You know, winter is like the most is
layers.
when you are going maybe to your car, or like most of the places you are going to,
They're warm. That's true.
So
That's true.
And winter and white leg pants, my go-to all the time. I can wear 5 things underneath and nobody will know. Like
Yeah, the white leg pants.
that's my go-to. I'm like, people underestimate. Are you okay?
Yeah.
People underestimate how good they can go. But yeah, that was good. So like I'm already say, like sometimes I'm just scrolling through the internet. I'm like, oh, this piece is really good. It will go with like another piece. So I buy clothes for the
I
for
do
the
not
future.
say that. I don't see what you say.
I buy clothes for the future. So there are clothes that I've had for a while and I've never worn because the right moment has not. When the right moment, the funny thing is, the moment the right moment comes,
You know.
I'm like,
This clothes is what will go.
Means when the
We
moment
go
is
for
happening,
it.
I'm
That's
like,
I need to go and buy it. I'm like that.
I will not be calling that. This one makes sense.
I'm like that.
So, but yeah, that was good. Maybe one of these, I'll go to a proper styling or fashion school. There are 2 things that I feel like I want to advance in this life. I feel like I've gone in different parts of life, but now I'm thinking number 1 is psychology and number 2 is fashion or styling. Those 2 things.
Psychology. Why psychology though?
Because I've realized now that I'm quickly catching on to how people think. Like, so like if somebody does something, I don't see the face value of what the person did.
Like the eating.
You see the.
I see it
You
for
see
some
beyond.
reason. I see the. No, I can't always tell all the time, but like, there's a part of me that's like, there's a why
to
you are
that.
doing it, and even when I don't know, I'm always very curious to know the why. I just want to know how people think. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, there's a surface level of, oh, this person did that. You're an idiot. Like you're a very stupid person. Take him away. But there's also
There's a root
layer
cause.
of
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
You know. So like sometimes when people do something and then I feel like sometimes I just like have an inkling of why they do it because I've seen like some patterns, and then when I find out, I'm like, okay, it's very similar to what I thought, and then when I don't know, I'm like, I really
Curious
want
to know why.
So just like psyche, that the way of why people think, and of course, like we
there's a
also
book
want
like
to
that,
have
too.
like a discerning spirit as well. So I'm always like very eager to discern.
That is,
It
like,
is as well,
prompting
but
you as well.
yeah, I feel like a lot of times it is, but in addition, I also feel like if there's a way I can help, do you get what I mean? Like, because if you know the root cause of something, you might want to help, and
And
you might
address
need
it.
an additional knowledge for that.
Yeah. Or an expertise.
An expertise, that's
Yeah,
the word.
yeah,
So
yeah.
but that's just something for me to think about the future, because I'm like, one time I tell my story of like how I was growing up, how I got here, how I did accounting, how I'm here. I'm like, so people are like, well, what next? I'm like, I don't know what's next, and I'm not eager to know what's next, but I know that when the time comes for what's
You
next,
figure it out.
I'll know. So, but anyway, I'm styling people. So
Nice.
that was good.
I have your number.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Don't worry, boss me up. Maybe I'll schedule you for May. I'm doing like once or twice a month. So
It's gonna be on the schedule for me.
you're not on any schedule. You're not on any schedule. You're ungrateful person. You're not on any
I will
schedule.
tag you. I will tag you. Don't worry.
Gonna be on the schedule as well.
Ungrateful. Me, I was on a call with the Mallory for almost 2 hours.
Styling
Showed them to
her.
wear a clothes. I said, no, don't wear it like that. Button it, let's see what it looks like. Okay, try everything.
You spent your time, your effort.
Did you see the
It came out good.
Yeah.
She sent everything to me.
Okay.
Yeah. It came out really nice.
So I
think you should
next time me a boss at
next time I will leave people to do what they want.
If I'd actually opened the shirt of that clothes, I would have been looking like
crazy.
I don't know if David would have been able to save those pictures. I don't know. And again, that's the thing of like there was an inspiration picture.
Okay.
And in my head, I'm like, okay, if I have the clothes, the inspiration picture, and I'm doing the exact same thing, why is
she not looking the way you want? I know.
So why is it looking different? Like
we don't have
body
the same.
types are not the same.
Yeah.
Our physique are not the same. Our colors are not like.
I know.
We're not the same.
There are times I have that in my head.
Yeah,
and you can get
an inspiration, but it does not necessarily have to be 100% the same thing. Sometimes you have luck, the way you wear it, you get it. But sometimes as well, you just need to tweak. And sometimes it's not like it's totally bad. Sometimes you need to tweak something. Sometimes you need to add something. Sometimes you need to remove something. So
I agree.
Anyway, yeah, that was. I feel like I've been talking for so long about
it. It's nice because another thing that this has helped people, like we're saying, is shopping from your own closet. Because most times, anytime I have like an event or like
thinking of buying,
and I will buy later, you now realize that half of the clothes in
you can't wear.
You're not wearing it. Yeah. Even I'm looking at my closet now. I'm like, there are some tops that I don't wear because I have to pair them with pants, but I don't like the way they look when I do.
And you think they're not.
And they don't. I don't think they look like the way it's supposed to look like in my head. So I'm like. There are some tops now that maybe in a year I've not worn it. So I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So now I'm just like trying to mix them. And sometimes too, I look at people too. So there was a day I took one picture with skirt. This skirt you're talking about, there's gift from church. I saw that she had worn something before. So that day I was like, should I try it? I tried and thing came out. I was like, okay, that maybe I'll just be experimenting a little bit.
So that was good though. So that was like Saturday, right? Sunday, I was in church till like for 3 services because I served. By the time I came back, I was on a call till I don't know what time. I was on a call till like late. I can't remember. I called like series of people. Because Sunday is like my catch-up day. So these days I'm like I need to stop telling people to call me on Sunday because I feel like I'll now tell everybody call me on Sunday. So, but yeah, that was good. I traveled on Monday night and my flight was delayed for 7 hours.
Oh no!
Did they compensate you? Did they give you? Did not give you?
I wrote them nothing. I wrote them a feedback. I gave them 0 for their feedback.
Was it work related?
It was work related. It was Delta. So I got into it was so funny. My flight was supposed to be for 8:35. And then because I'll lose 1 hour where I'm going to, so I'm like, okay, the timing still works. And then I got an email from them that my flight had been moved to 9:50. So because it was still like 5 o'clock at that time, so I now called GBT to move my flight from 8:35 to 7 o'clock, thinking I would be ahead because I don't want to like also get there at night, right? So they moved it to 7 o'clock, charged me additional fees for moving 7 o'clock. And then before I knew it, 30 minutes later, that 7 o'clock had been moved to like 8:35. From 8:35 moved to 9:50. 9:50 moved to 11 o'clock. And funny thing is, I wish that they had sent me all these things before I got to the airport. So I was still like, okay, 9 o'clock, whatever. Like,
just wait 1 hour.
When the airport, they kept me. In fact, at some point we boarded. They boarded us, and then we were just there. And anyway, long story short, I didn't get to where I was going to until like 2:30 thereabouts. I didn't get to my hotel because Ubers were scarce. I didn't get to my hotel until like past 4, like 4:30, and I had a call. I usually have an 8 o'clock call because I was losing 1 hour. That call was now 7 o'clock. By the time I had my bath and did everything, it was like 5:30. So I just left for like 1 hour. Woke up.
Oh my goodness.
And it was crazy. I feel like I have not had enough sleep this week because like, of course, you still have to work.
Yeah.
Like you still had, and then when I was coming back as well, like I see, I came back, I didn't sleep until like past 2, and I still had like early morning that next day. So like, I'm currently sleep deprived. But I am doing a lot of work.
You are certainly doing a lot.
And then that's why if you are wondering why I'm the one tying scarf here, there's a reason for it. So like I've had like back-to-back weekends, I've not had time. So but I know that it's time to losing my hair. Like this hair cannot take another week. I have to losing it today, so I started losing it yesterday, and the thing is a lot. Olamide, well done. She was telling me, no, it's not going to be hard to lose. It's a lie.
It's hard to lose.
7 hours later, I'm still here.
Lamide, you're wanted.
I started losing the hair yesterday, and I was on a call with you as well. I think we were on that call for how many hours? Like over 2 hours or 3 hours. And
what are you guys talking about?
No, the whole world. That's why we have a podcast. So I'm like, anything underneath this carpet
is what it is.
You don't even want to see it. The hairstyle I wash my hair today, I'm just like, don't worry, judge me. I just do shuku everywhere. I'm not even done losing the hair in case you're wondering. I know you won't know, but I'm not done losing
the hair. But you don't
hair.
actually look it, like if you don't say anything.
This morning I woke up, I said, what will I do? I wanted to wear a face cap. People will be like, okay, my face will be covered if I wear a face cap. I also don't want to wear this thing that will look like a mama, like all this that we're doing. And I was like, okay, what do I have a clothes that has a scarf? And I remember Tunraya, shout out to Tunraya, thank you so much. Tunraya gifted me some clothes last year when I went to Nigeria. So in fact, she had already sewn the clothes. She was just looking for somebody to
to bring it over.
And I was surprised that she said, okay,
carry your clothes.
So this was one of it. And then this is the only clothes that actually has a scarf. So I was like, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Let's do it. Yeah. So and I put some small makeup, so I'll not be looking like the mommy. This is our mommy right here. So
rich auntie vibes.
Yeah. So
really rich auntie vibes, actually.
Well, it sounds like we had a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
So wonderful week ahead. But our last episode, we talked about work, blunders at work. And I know when I was in Teni's house last week, she mentioned one after she had heard about the episode. So Teni, I want you to kick us off.
Oh my goodness. Don't judge me, please. I'm better now.
I'm very curious.
So I just got to the US. I think I was probably a year or I don't know, maybe 2 years max in the US. And this colleague of mine, amazing person and all that. So he just had a baby and he was very excited. He came to work very excited. He was showing us pictures of the baby. The baby was so cute. She was really cute. But this Nigerian thing came upon me where I saw the baby and I thought it was a compliment. So I saw the baby and I was like, oh my goodness, she looks so chubby like a mommy. Actually looks really chubby like a mommy. And I genuinely thought I was giving a compliment. And mind you, there were so many people in the room when this happened, when I said this. So I just noticed everyone's face just go like, you should not have said that. And I was like, because I didn't think I did anything wrong. Like, I just noticed everyone's face just went cold. And then those that were very courageous came up to me and was like, that is not a compliment. You should not have said that. And I was like, is that wrong? He was like, yeah, you don't say. So I had to go back to the guy, and then I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean that as disrespect, and all that. And he was like, no, it's fine. He was really nice. And he was like, it's fine, but hey, deep down. But
like, not so happy you sorted my baby.
That's true. In Nigeria, like when your baby is big, like, oh my God, you have a big baby.
Yeah, because I thought it was a compliment because she was cute and but yeah, so ever since that day, when anyone shows me anything, I'm like, oh, it looks good. Like I just have to, oh, it looks good. Like I'm not even about to go into detail. Like yeah. But that was like
they must have been like, hey?
Yeah.
I'm sure people would have just gone quiet like.
And there were so many, like it was a room full of people, like,
oh my God,
because it was just passing the phone around and everyone had compliments and everything, and I just had to mess it up.
You're so happy, like it's mommy.
Like at work, I don't make jokes at work. Like the way we are talking and I'm making jokes, I try not to make jokes because I don't know what's offensive.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would say that in my head, because sometimes like when you're in your head, like, that's so funny, but to somebody else just it's like
not funny.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
So like so I don't even know, because sometimes when people that are not from Africa, when they crack a joke, it's not funny to you, so you're like, you laugh, and you're like, okay. I'm happy if you're happy. So in my head, I'm like, what if I also say that? And obviously, I'm like the good minority here. Like, what if I now say it and then
it doesn't only?
So I'm like, always, I thread carefully.
Yeah.
When it comes to making
I'm the
jokes.
I'm the same way too. So yeah, I learned my lesson. That day I was like, never again. Like anything, I'm just gonna be like tread like you, just tread like on the common words. Oh, looks so good. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wow, amazing. At least those are not offensive. I think in my own. So, but yeah. That was an interesting day.
And I think the worst part is when you realize that I've said something wrong that I shouldn't have. You know,
I know. You feel everybody's eyes on
you. Like I could feel like the side conversations.
Even after that, like, hey.
The side conversations, and I was like, oh my god, I did not.
At least I'm happy they told you, because sometimes people will not tell you and they'll just be like,
or even reacting with it.
Yeah. They'll be like reacting to it. But
that was my blunder.
At least now that I started with when you first came to America. So let's talk about that, right? You were already in your 20s, right?
Yeah, I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, I think 20 when I came.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that for you? You came with your family at first.
Yes, I did.
So did you have soft landing? What was that like for you?
It was good. I think the good part was having my family here, because there was that support system, right? Initially. But I soon realized that things work differently than where I come from. So I had to pick up things really fast. When I came, I realized that I have to, because when I was going to come, I came through, I had family friends here. So they facilitated all the staying, the logistics and everything. So when I came, I realized that first of all, you have to know how to drive. I was like, okay, interesting.
You've always been in Atlanta, right?
Yes, always. I've always lived in Atlanta.
So you were not driving in Nigeria before you came?
I was learning how to drive, but not because I knew I was going to move here, but I was just learning. Yeah. So when I came, it was like, okay, things moved really faster than back home. Yeah, because it's such a fast life. So there was okay, you have to go to social security, you have to get your social security number, you have to do this, you have to do that, and then almost immediately you have to pick up things immediately, because bear in mind, those that are living here, they've some of these things they've ingrained them, they've been doing them, but you come and you have to learn everything at once. So it was I have to know how to drive, yeah, but it was good that I had my family here. But the bad side was that, things were fast-paced for me, but I quickly learned that. And then I had my brother here too, which I was also responsible for. So it was more or less I had to step into that responsibility. Yeah, almost
so
immediately.
So you've always been a mommy.
Potential mommy at that time.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Your upcoming mommy, potential mommy.
Yes.
Future mothers.
My goodness, yeah. But
he would have been a teenager. I said teenager.
Yes.
Teenager at that
yeah,
point.
he was a teenager.
I know at that stage, teenagers are rebellious.
Yeah,
so was it difficult? How was it?
I have a fun story to that. I remember when I came, I was trying to, because when I came, it was more or less my parents wanted me also here. When I came, my mom now, it was sort of ingrained in me that, okay, your brother is here, take care of him, that kind of a thing. So I came in here always wanting to be like a mommy to him. And then there was one day we were in the car, and I think I was quarreling with him about something he did, and I was like, no, you can't do that. And then he shouted, he was like, you're not my parents, you're not my mommy. And that day, it was like a switch on my head. I was like, really, I'm not his mom. What am I trying to act? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I almost had to. But then I was still a guide for him, just to guide and help. But yeah, he was a teenager when he came. Yeah.
I could share.
Yeah.
So after you came, I know you had to go to school. You had to basically fend for yourself and maybe fend for your brother as well. What was that process like? What was the integration process like for you?
Integrating, I think it wasn't too hard for me to integrate. Maybe those that I think the closest people to me, not the closest, but one of the community I had was my workplace. And thankfully, it's different now from when I came. Thankfully, the workplace was much more friendly. Let me put it that way. It was much more friendly. So I would call like the people at my work, I'll call them my sisters, my brothers, like, and we're all like different races, like, so it was much more friendly. It wasn't too uptight like it is right now. So, but yeah, and also I found a home church. So I attended a church here, a Redeemed Church, and then, so they were also like family to me and all that. But also there was that responsibility, the responsibility of like, things were different. Back in Nigeria, I had my family, my parents, they were I could call mommy and like, hey, send 2,000, send 5,000. Well, here, before they convert naira to dollar to send, So I almost knew I had to be responsible at very early on. And the fact that I had my brother with me, it made the pressure even more, so, but I did get a job. I got a job. I think it was 2 months after I got here, I got a job at a farmer's market. Yeah, I worked at a farmer's market. Yeah, so I got a job at a farmer's. I remember applying for that job, and the guy was like, "Fun facts. Let me tell you the position I applied for. Don't laugh. I applied for a janitor position.
Really?
Yes, because I just felt like I have to get anything. Like I felt like I had, because it was like, it's fast paced. So so I applied and I got there. I went for the interview and the guy was like, "You're too smart to get this job. Like, why do you want to go for this role? Like, you're too smart." I was like, "Okay, what other role do you have for me? If you are telling me I'm too smart, what other role? Like,
do you want me to be a manager?"
Like, give me something else." And he was like, "Okay, what did you study in school?" I said chemistry. He was like, "Okay, I think we have a vitamin section. That's the closest to chemistry. Like, do you mind being like an associate?" And he said, "I'm not promising anything, but I can put you as an associate in the vitamin section." I remember his words. He was like, "You're too smart. You cannot be like a janitor." So yeah. So I got that job. I was there in the farmers market. It's Sprouts Farmers Market. Yeah.
Oh really?
So, yeah. Sprouts.
Wow.
Yeah. It was about 45 minutes from the house, so I will always drive there.
Have you always been in a Stone Mountain area?
Yes, it's never. Yes,
wow.
I've always. I've always
I'm sure it
been
must
there.
have not have been as like developed as it is now, because I know they said just really
a few changes have happened over the years, but a few changes.
Drastic.
Yeah, nothing too drastic actually. Yeah. So I started working there, but almost immediately, like maybe 8 months after, I was like, nah. I think this man was right. I'm too smart to be here. Moving up. I need to get out. So so I started applying, and then I got another job in a lab, and then worked my way into the corporate space. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you make that transition though, from like lab chemistry into like corporate America?
Yeah, I think it's also just me knowing that I always wanted more. Yeah, I was like, I always just wanted more. I'm like, okay, we are the smart people. I want to sit with the smart people. Like, I mean, not saying that people in the lab are not smart, but I knew that I always wanted more. So I had that ambition in me that I can do more. I can be more. So at every point that I just never wanted to stay there. I wanted to do more. So, but it took a while because I was in the lab for probably 4 years. I was there for
Were you schooling as well?
I had not gone to school at that time because I wasn't earning enough for me to go. And as a resident, we were not really we didn't have the privileges of like scholarships for certain things, right? So but I knew I wanted to go back to school. So Wait,
did you go to school already in Nigeria?
I did. Okay. I had my undergrad. Okay. Then I came here.
Oh, okay.
After being in the lab, then I applied for school for my graduate position. Then I went to a corporate. Then I had a corporate job. And then I was schooling and working at the same time. Yeah.
So that makes sense. So then you now started working in corporate world. Okay, so let me ask you. You went to school. You had a job, you moved from Nigeria where it was more like, comfortable, you had like a lot of people around, and then you came to America. What was dating like for you? Wait, at what point did you start dating?
Good question. So I had a relationship before I came to the US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. A lot of things. So I would say he handled it better than I did because I mean I told him we started dating. We met in NYC, started dating, and almost immediately I had to move to the US, and he was back home. But he was still understanding, like he was willing to make it work. But I think I was still a bit immature. And then the distance, I just could not handle it. So I found ways to sort of, this is bad,
like
but sabotage the relationship, right? So I always found ways to like, I don't think this is going to work. But he didn't have that perspective. So, but eventually I just summoned courage when I saw that I wasn't making progress, and not from his side, from my side. So I was like, no, this is not going to work. So that ended. To be honest, I did not, after that ended, I didn't really date at all. Because I was so focused on my career, on like trying to find, because it was a new system. I was like, I'm focused. But of course I had so many people in like church, like multiple people, like at some point I'm like, you all need to stop, like, but I never really dated them. And I think it was not until, it wasn't until like 4 years after that I started dating. And then that didn't work. Yeah, relationship.
What was dating like in Atlanta? So I've heard, I was in the call with someone yesterday. When I heard their dating story, I was like, hey, those kind of things that you read on, who's this guy that they used to write to?
Is it Joel something?
That Instagram guy that they used to write the relationship, Joro. So sometimes you read the stories, you be like, it's not possible. When I heard from someone yesterday, say, hey, it's possible. I mean, some people have had like really good experiences, which is good, but some people have had like experiences that if you write novel from it, what was your own experience?
Yeah, so my experience, because I had my specifications, I had my standards, and I wasn't willing to lower them. And I think I just found a lot of people that wanted me for different reasons, or for the wrong reasons, right? For the wrong reasons. The one person I eventually managed to date, right? He was a narcissist. Yes, he was a narcissist. So I didn't realize that I was in that situation until in retrospect, hindsight is 2020, right? But it was a very bad situation. It was very bad. But I think in Atlanta, the dating situation for me, I think people have wrong reasons for getting together. Yeah. That's my major problem, like the wrong reasons. Also, I didn't want to also declare my status to people at some point because that was also something that was pulling people, right? And I didn't see it as a big deal, right? But I quickly learned that it was a big deal to people, right? And they wanted
just someone
for that reason. So I have people that messaged me even like wanting to do like stuff like, but I was like, no, like
that's crazy.
So I think I just never really found people that wanted me for the right reasons, and people that had or were willing to also chase the same kind of goals that I wanted, right? So it was a long journey, but I was definitely on my business. Like, I'm not going to change my stand because I'm not going to. So,
that's very important. Because when I met you, of course, when we met, it wasn't like I didn't know you like a long time before that, but like I was like, who is this lady? We used to call her Mommy. That's like, see, Teni is the best for Mother's Day. We used to call her Mommy because she was just like on her business. Like Teni had like she has her thing going. Like I don't know how, but like, you just had that girl like. I'm living my life it's like
I mean there was pressure, no kidding.
Even if there was like you didn't show it. Let me just say that again, like I didn't know like when we met and when we now met physically, it wasn't like such a long time. It was when we met physically that we now started talking and but that like you didn't show it. Like it wasn't like I'm carrying this on my head and everything.
Yeah. There was pressure from not within most time. I mean, every once in a while you think about it like, okay, am I going to find a good person? Because, but I always tell myself like, nah, I'm the one that is going to live with this person. Forever. So I'm not going to but there were a lot of.
Did you ever feel at any point like, oh, let me just take one person, or let me just do this?
I would always give people chances. Let me say that. I mean, I was not one that I would say that, because again, I feel like I'm not only the price. You two are the price. So we are both prices. So let us just evaluate if this price works. If it works,
I'm not only the price.
Yeah. So if it works, so I would always be open to talking with people. Open to some people. A lot of mommies, aunties have, they were, I want to introduce. I've got a lot of introductions. My goodness.
They were setting you up.
The setup was a lot. In fact, the setup was a lot. I'm like, hey. Some people even want to pray and I got, Jesus.
Are you tired?
For real?
Yeah, so tired. So many prayers, I saw vision of you. I saw this, I saw that. Okay. But again, I mean, the pressure was not too much from within, but it was more of external pressure, right? Yeah. So, but I think I was determined that I had a picture of my life. I had a picture that I wanted to see, and I thought I had done so much work on myself that I wasn't willing to just end up with just anybody. Yeah. I mean, they may be good people, but they may not be good for me.
You.
So I wasn't willing to take that chance. No. So there will be times, you talk to people, you'll be like, I should. I'm like, no, this is not where I see myself. No, this isn't, so, but there were a lot of people that I had to talk to. The process. Talk to people, talk to different.
I'm sure you'd be tired. You'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
like, again.
I'm like, okay.
I know.
Say, have you eaten? What's the best song?
Jesus.
Say, have you eaten today?
So people across the ocean, in Nigeria, you talk to people in Nigeria, talk to people in introductions. I'm like, okay. But again, I was just like, nah. So
this external thing that you said, I remember when I was about coming to the US, because one of my bosses, he was one of the people that I told about and everything, and I was thinking when I was coming to the US, I just said, and I feel like all of them, they are very well intentioned. It's just your intention is not just what I want.
Yeah.
That's, and I said, there's no husband in America. There's no husband in America. Are you sure you will not? I was working in a bank that time. He was like, he was not mentioning the single people that were in the bank.
You can imagine them before you go.
I feel like we've been in this working together for the past how many years? We did not see any reason to date. It's not now that. So I'm like, it's times like that when you make quick decisions like that they don't end up working well a lot of times.
Yeah.
So
if you had to talk to, before we get to the mother part, because this is before you become a mother, you become a wife.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people that they are also in that process of becoming a wife. And I feel like every day, people announce marriages, which is awesome, and they are amazing marriages. In fact, I'm happy, everybody around me, they have really great marriages, but there are also people that they are just smiling on that wedding day, but deep down they know that they've settled, right? Because the waiting period is not the easiest.
Yes.
The waiting period is the worst. So what would you tell someone who is in that waiting period as well?
I think what I'll say is I'll say be very, practically, to be honest, looking at my journey, be open to having conversations with people, right? There's no need shutting people out. Okay, first instance, I can't date this person. Just have conversations. It doesn't harm. Have conversations. I would also say that be open to the different. There's a particular word, unconventional ways of interacting. Some people can say, okay, let me introduce you. Fine, you can introduce. Some people can say, okay, there's a it doesn't have to be a particular way to meet someone. Just be very open. That's what I would say. In my case, I was very open. If you want to introduce, okay, introduce. If you want to, at the end of the day, it's left for me to make my decision, right? And then also during that time, I would say, as much as possible, just do things. Like, I know people, it sounds cliche when they say travel, do things, but really you cannot have that time back. Do you understand? You can't have that time back because it's time, it's passing. Do things like go out, make friends, join clubs, good clubs, and things like that. Like, I mean, just do things that genuinely makes you happy, right? And also, I'm a Christian, be prayerful because there's that part of it. There's a story that I have to myself and my husband that I'm still going to tell that story, maybe not on the podcast today, but there's that. But we met
an offline gist.
You get an offline gist. We met in a very unconventional way. And it was because a friend of mine had suggested for us to meet. And you've heard that we met on Facebook, right? It was because a friend of mine suggested that. She was like, okay, this person is messaging you. Like, and this friend of mine, I say this because, again, being as a Christian, we could look at people from the angle of, okay, this one does not fit the bill of someone that can give me advice or recommendation. Like, if I were to look at that, my friend, I wouldn't have.
It's not the person from you.
It's not you that would take that. But one thing that story always reminds me of is the story in the Bible that, when a donkey spoke. When a donkey spoke. Now, looking at it, you be like, what does a donkey have to tell? Like, what does a donkey have to say? What does it like? But you never know who God is actually using. It looks unconventional because this person doesn't fit the bill of, okay, let me listen to advice on it. But if you sieve it and you see that, okay, it's not illegal, you're not asking me to do something bad, why don't you give it a chance? So I would always tell, like, myself and my husband met in like a very unconventional way, like, and we got married like he knew immediately, like, let's get. In fact, it was maybe a couple of weeks after we met, he was telling me, will you marry me? I said, no, you're not going to propose to me over the phone. My brother, you're not doing that. No, we don't do that here. You do it the proper way. But I would say, and that's part of being open to, right? You sometimes don't box yourself into what you think this is how it should happen, So being open, do things because time is passing, to be honest. I look back at my single days, I'm like, okay, I did some things, but, I could have also done some more things, do things you want to do.
What more things would you have done?
I don't know. I will have traveled more. I'll have been to some more.
Teni always traveling.
I'll have been to some more.
She was always traveling. To Jamaica. Teni's like, I was in Jamaica 2 months ago. I'm going back to Jamaica.
I know. At least I can't pick up and do that now. I can't. Yeah. So but I'll tell anybody, to be honest, the season it's not a bad season. It's just things.
It's daunting. You know what? Waiting season is when you're in the waiting season. Sometimes it's just, you were saying something about how there were times that you were like, is it actually ever going to happen?
Yeah.
When again, I always use this retired by now, the situation of a spiral stairs, when you are like on one side, you don't see the other side. So when you are there, it's not like a straight stairs where you already see the hope. Yeah. When you're in that season, you don't see the end of the tunnel.
I agree.
So so there are moments where, because I also have a friend who got married a little bit later, and when it just like you as well, it happened in an unconventional way as well. And then when it happened, it was like less than a year after. So much. They have a baby now. And I remember the last time I was talking to her, like the way she talks about her marriage, in my head I'm like, I'm so happy because when you like, it is one thing. And I mean, anytime there was one time we're talking, and then she shared stories of like one of her previous relationship. This was before I knew her, and I was like,
I know
somebody did that to you.
I know.
I'm like, I can't believe it. Like,
I know.
So, if God forbid, if she had married such a person, like it's not going to be the same thing. Maybe she will be married, but it's not going to be the same. Like, you won't look at me in the face and have so much peace. There's a way people talk about like their life, and obviously it's not like it's 100% rosy, but like that they have like that peace of mind. This is home, right? So when someone is in that phase, sometimes it doesn't look like it. There's so many people that are asking themselves that question of, would this ever happen?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And I think to be honest, I have been there where it's like, jeez, you just be looking at people and like, you too. And sometimes people also think that your own is even too much. Like just do one and just just pick one. Yeah, but honestly, I think if you know what you want, stand on it. It's hard. It's very hard. It's very, very hard. But you know what you want. And just again, that's the action part, is you being open. You being open, trying new things. Don't sit on one spot. Try things, go out, talk to people and all that. You're playing your part. And God in his time makes things beautiful. Yeah. So
one thing I wanted to highlight from what you said was about like that unconventional thing. I think a lot of times too, especially as young women, we romanticize how you want to meet your future husband. You already have it in your head, like apart from like having a list of specs of like, oh, it must be this, it must be that, you also romanticize how you want it to happen. So when things are not happening in that particular way, you're not like, it cannot be like this, because this is not what I've imagined for myself. You will not be pretending as if that's what God was telling you. God never told you that. You just assumed, right? So I feel like that's one thing for people to actually take away. Like, don't be very open. Don't think about how, how will I say that? Oh, we met buying suya or something. Things like that. People like overestimate or underestimate
imagine
something.
yourself on a podcast. When I say, how do you meet your husband? You say,
I'm like,
we're on the plane together.
Exactly.
We flew for 4 hours. And then we on the plane for like 8 hours, and we just kept talking.
It was just like
like that.
I went to buy agidi bread, and it was like beside it. So people like they mistake that for reality, and sometimes
and
that's not
honestly,
reality.
I feel like you are the owner of your story. You tell your story however
Exactly.
you want to tell it.
Exactly.
There's a way somebody will say, oh, I met him on Facebook, and there's a way somebody will say, oh, actually they met him on Facebook. Like you see like DM, but you know how when you hear some people talk about like how and you're like it's the same way, but like the way they talk about it is different. So I feel like you also have to cherish what you have, and you have to talk about it in the way that you cherish it, because like the moment I feel like people what you project on yourself also project on you. So the moment you start saying, I mean, we just met, you know, hiding. You just met.
People are not together, but you're not like, those ones. You're like, I don't know what they're doing.
Don't let them
if I'm being real. Yeah. So, but it's but okay, after all of that, now you guys now got married. Everything and baby.